Welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. Yes, the topic we're going to show you about corruption in the police force. And if as you have heard, a former detective sergeant who used to work at the Jamaica Police Federation has told this audience that former commissioner of police Owen Ellington punishes his competitors, the other criminals in the police force, and rewarded his friends who are criminals in the police force and protect them. And I am going to tell you about a detective sergeant. Yes, a detective sergeant who used to be at Unspear. And this man, the detective sergeant, he was investigating a case involving an illegal 9mm pistol. The case was disposed of by the court, and this detective sergeant sold the gun to a young man in the garrison, and this man was shot and killed by the police in a shootout. Big story, and then it becomes a 9-day wonder. After investigation had revealed that the last person who had possession of the gun was this detective sergeant, and because the detective sergeant is connected to Owen Ellington, he allows him to retire with all his benefits. Although the dead man's mother confirmed that she knew of the transaction where the policeman sold her son the illegal gun. So we're moving on. Some people, look, I want you guys to know this, It is not just recently I've been fighting for changes in the police force, I've been doing this for a long time as a detective constable. I spent 17 years, 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days in the police force. And I have no regrets of my service, because guess what? No police could not get me to go and thief with them or thief with them. They know that I despise thief in police. So because of that, I have little or no friends in the police force, because they know that they cannot thief around me. You have to understand that the police force is just like in the garrison, in the community. And the worst part about it, most of these thieving police officers, they are from rural Jamaica, They are not from the ghetto like people like me, born and bred, You understand? They are from country. And these are thieves, In Jamaica, we do not have a criminal problem. What we do is a terrorist and corruption problem. What we have is a corrupt system called a government elected by criminal-minded people who in turn elected criminals on this little island called Jamaica. And based on what is happening there, you don't know who is a criminal and who is not, because the government is cleaning the criminal records of convicted felons and turning them into model citizens. As you can see, Isaac Buchanan, who is a twice convicted drug dealer, is practicing attorney at law, and next step for him is to become a judge. Imagine a man who a judge sent to prison now is a judge. You understand? So that's where we are. And people are telling you that Jamaica, don't worry, Jamaica is coming back, and not until you get rid of the corruption problem in Jamaica before you can see this decline in criminality and corruption in Jamaica, or the terrorists them there. You understand? Don't be naive. Don't worry about the 15 years. You understand? The 15 years is a start, but we need to go back to basics. Yes, make Isaac Buchanan remain a convicted felon, just like all the same man from the ghetto who come afar and commit him crime, and you understand, and him still a convicted fellow. But you know how it go. So the politicians in Jamaica, they're the biggest corruptors and criminals. Because who and in them right mind would want to, it's 10 years and he hasn't been arrested and charged for selling any more cocaine. Come on, man, wake up. We're not born big on them thing. You understand? We know say because I want a friend and all I want are criminals. You understand? Criminal-minded people. So that's why the government is deliberately exporting convicted felons to other countries to cause mayhem. We at this channel, as a community, we do not like criminals, terrorists, their supporters, enablers, and financiers. No man is above the law and no man is below it. Nor do we ask any man permission when we ask him to obey the law. It takes courage to uphold the law, and depraved mind people break the law. before I come into video, have you subscribed to the channel as yet? Yes, I am asking, you know. It's just right after Christmas and everybody's supposed to nice. If you need to subscribe, please subscribe now. Please like the video. Click on the video, on the notification bell, and select all, so that when we at the Jamaica Young Police channel release a video, you'll be the first person to get the notification. Yeah, thanks for subscribing. Moving on. To my loyal viewers and subscribers, there is a WhatsApp group link for you to join the group's conversation and discuss issues that affect our communities and how we can help as law-abiding citizens to improve the lives of the citizens. Wickedness increases and love grows cold, and to be feared is the meaning of love. And in the psyche of the black man, to be feared is the meaning to love. Others are viewed the same as weakness. So that's how it is, you know, in Jamaica. If you want somebody to love you, you don't show them the love, they must fear you. And once them fear you, that's how it is. You understand? Do you know how many good police officers? Yes, when I say that, do you know how many good police officers have to run from the police force to save them life? Yes, man, many. I am telling you, a lot of many police officers, before, because people who were charged were criminals and they protect their protege in the police force. I was trusted by other detectives who shared and gave me pertinent information about superior officers at Hunsby who were collecting money and releasing known serial killers for money. Yes, police officers at Hunsby police station, where I used to station, they used to release not convicted murderers, killers, shatters, wanted men for money. Welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. I know that a lot of former and current police officers whose minds are the same as the people they police on a daily basis. And they do not want any changes to come to the police force because they are comfortable and want the status quo to remain by protecting their friends in the police force who are corrupt instead of getting rid of them. I met crime fighters who were fearless, and I did a lot of work, and they weren't thieves. Some of our crime fighters that I have known and worked with are thieves. Yes, I work with a lot of police who are thieves. I know that they are thieves. And I am going to tell you about a former detective sergeant who was very close friend of Christopher Dodo Skoke, and the same detective sold an illegal gun, an exhibit which was a part of a case that the court disposed of the matter and should have been handed over to the Army and stored at by Kingston East Division. The detective sergeant is a very popular police officer and a thief. And he sold the gun to this young man. The young man was killed by police officers in a shootout. And when investigations were carried out, it was led to the detective sergeant, who was the person who signed out for this gun and never returned it, and was able to retire by former commissioner of police Owen Ellington because the man was his friends. In Jamaica, we know that criminals have access to people in the upper echelon in government. You have to understand that. Remember, the entire system in Jamaica, it's dirty, so you cannot find anything clean in it, you have to go strain it or filter it. That's how it is. You understand? So that's the reason why I have this thing. Jamaica, a little island, is beautiful in the sun, and people talk about it all the time. You know how beautiful Jamaica is right now. We have Lennox Lewis down there, and you understand, and the Prime Minister of Canada. Yeah, the amount of celebrity in Jamaica, because they say that when they're in Jamaica it feel like heaven, and that's why they unleash the devil on Jamaican people down there. And I'm telling you, the mindset of the people have been destroyed. So we have, they have to fight to get it back. And we applaud that because we want the people them to come back to them sense. You understand? So I have known the detective sergeant Taylor, yes, who is popularly known as Bud Spencer, who has worked many division and is from the parish of St. Elizabeth. The man was a notorious cocaine robber. Yes, he was. I worked with him briefly at Unsby in the early 2000s. And he and another police officer who wanted me dead. Yes, but Spencer, he was one of the police officers who wanted me dead because I was exposing the gang of corrupt police officers at Unsby Police Station who were arresting men who were wanted for murders, and few hours later the suspected murderers would walk out of the police station with the late Dan Pulpy from White Wing, Kingston 11. I was labelled an informer for standing up to men like DSP Aswell here, Detective Inspector Para Alterman Campbell and the likes. I was against their policing or facilitating criminality by collecting money and turning a blind eye to the crimes. After all, it was in their financial interest to support these murderers, arrest them, discard of the warrant, collect money and release them. So these murderers just keep regurgitating in the system because the crime chief and his deputy and the person who below his deputy, they are the one that making money from this. That's why I have people sometimes when police hear that these persons were involved in like 12 murders, not lie, because police collect money, discard of the case, warrant, disappear, man free and walk because he was in jail, and they will tell you that that's how it is. That is how it's, with a lot of these detectives back then. I cannot tell you about if it's going on now, because I haven't received any information that the same is going on. Before these men, came to St. Andrew South, Unsby, I had been fighting for a better police force and accountability from the top, but realized that the problem was with the top of the stream. There is no one that any police officer can do and effectively continue to serve the police force and get elevated at the same time. So who can a police officer go and report corruption in Jamaica? It won't happen one iota, I can tell you. You understand? My confrontation started with these men when a known Dan from Bacter, Kingston 11, Clive Bigled Williams, was arrested and should be placed on an identification parade for robbing the goods trucks. I don't know if you remember, you people remember that the goods truck that were traversing through St. Andrew South Division, that's, Spanish Town Road, Riverton, Waterhouse, all those places, and the robbers, would hijack the trucks them. The robbers were provided with integral information about the shift changes of police patrols to make it easier for the robbers to escape when they commit their crimes, because they were getting support from the upper echelon at Unsby Police Station. So big men at Unsby were providing these robbers, hijackers, information, and in return they would get money and sometimes some of the goods. This is not a made up story. This is what Bigled had told me. Clive Bigled Williams. And there's there's another detective that two other detectives that can confirm it. One of them, he was dismissed from the police force because of that case. They use kangaroo court against him, but people have to understand, when you're in a corrupt system, you have to make sure that you cannot give them any chance to destroy you. And that is what they do. They use kangaroo court and destroy him. So, I wasn't there. They tried with me twice, because that's how the forces, you're a good police officer and you're not turned and you're not in support with them and they corrupt deeds. They either kill you or they get rid of you out of the police force, and that is what happened to that police officer. Remember when I told you, no criminal organization cannot survive or profit from crime without the help, support and protection of the local police officers, especially those who are in charge. Yes, to my loyal viewers and subscribers and all my new viewers, it's going into the 50-minute rem, and everything has to do with time, and based on scientific experiments, it's proved that most human attention span has been declining slowly from 20 seconds in 2000 to 8 seconds in recent years. The average user attention span in 2022 is just 8 seconds, which is a little better than goldfishes. So we have to pause here, not to bore the audience with too much information. So we come back and we finish it up. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.